I think many, including myself, have been patiently waiting for chapter 320 of My Hero Academia to come out because we want to see the continuation of Class A versus Izuku. It's something that has been built up for the past few chapters, and it's something that came as quite a shock, at least to me. And it's really crazy what's going on, because, like, the direction the story can go right now, with what Horikoshi-sensei has kind of set up for himself, it could go down many different routes. And I always love situations like this in stories, because even though there can be a lot of worry behind the scenes, it can lead to a lot of interesting discussion, development for characters, and just the entire story might potentially change because of the events of what happens in these certain chapters. So, just seeing how last chapter left us on quite the cliffhanger, I am so excited to dive into this chapter, chapter 320 to be exact. So let's cover what's going on, like my personal theories of the outcomes of what can lead into this fight. So the first things that come to my mind, basically, and there could be more that I'm unaware of, is that either A, Izuku's just gonna mop the floor with the entirety of Class A. And I talked about this in the last video, My Hero Academia, I made, about if Izuku does this, obviously it would lead him more down into a, downward spiral. He'll get a lot worse, more isolated, become potentially worse than All Might himself was, and, he might need to be saved, not by, let's say, a hero, but let's say by a villain, maybe Stain or someone else, which would be very fascinating if that is the direction that Horikoshi-sensei wants to take the story. Now, if it is not indeed that, there's another option. Izuku might try to run away, which is very possible because of just his quirk. I mean, he literally has a Mach 100%, one for all, so, I mean, he is definitely capable of speed blitzing and potentially getting out of the entire fight with Class A by just running away. However, there is a lot of quirks in, I guess Class A that could work against Izuku and potentially capture. I mean, I know many people like to meme on him, but Mineta's quirk is incredibly powerful. I think people really overlook Mineta quite a bit, but his quirk is definitely strong. So, I mean, there is a lot of potential for even Izuku to get captured if he does indeed try to run away, but that is an option Izuku has. Then you have the third option, which I think is the least likely, and that is Izuku getting defeated by Class A in just a brawl or straight up fight. I don't think that is possible. I mean, regardless of how tired Izuku is, that's not going to happen. Izuku is not going to get overpowered even if he is tired. He is just incredibly powerful, and the entire situation surrounding Izuku is very similar to the Shigaraki fight that we saw a while back when Shigaraki was versing everyone. He was incredibly tired, he was exhausted, but he kept pushing forward regardless of his exhaustion. I feel like Izuku's kind of in a very similar circumstance. But anyways, getting into the main point, I'm going to be doing another live reaction to chapter 320 of My Hero Academia, and if you want to actually tune in and see what I'm reacting to, I will link it in the description. You can check out the chapter for yourself. I'm currently on page 1, and we have a very good Tsuyu color page right here. I might use this as thumbnail, but it really depends on where this chapter goes, but it's a really, really good color page. It's been a while since Tsuyu actually had a color page, now that I think about it. Has it really? Like, I remember there was one where she was, like, hanging on a wall. I forget what chapter it was, but it feels like it's been an incredibly long time. Does this mean that maybe Tsuyu's about to become very relevant in these chapters? I'm very excited for that. So, we'll see. But, anyways, once again, on page 1 of, My Hero Academia chapter 320, link in the description, pull it on up. So, let us begin. Oh, we're starting off right with Ida, just serious look. Now, as I said, I'm really happy that Ida's getting this time to shine. Like, just seeing the serious look really just kind of reinforces that, because he hasn't really been able to shine as a character in a while. And we know his connection with Izuku. I mean, we know that he is someone that was saved thanks to Izuku and Todoroki, and he obviously wants to repay everything back to Izuku, help him out of this situation he's currently in, this path that he's going down that is not the right path. I do love the Ida spotlight. Just seeing the chapter open up with that automatically lets me know that this is probably going to be a good chapter. I'm very happy about that. Okay, so once he set his mind on something, he refuses to stop. I know that well. We heard how you unlocked the 4th and 6th. Looks like you're even drawn... Wait, what? Wait, looks like you're even drawn differently than the rest of us these days. Did my man just break the 4th wall? Did Bakugo just... Okay, he's broke the 4th wall, but what a situation to break the 4th wall. What? Okay. I mean, I guess it's very self-aware, because it is very true. I mean, Izuku's entire design, as we've all been talking about in the community, has been just outright insane. People have compared him to Spawn, how he looks very similar to Spawn, and now I see it. I can't unsee it after people told me that. And it's just like, yeah, Izuku's design is very villain-like. He really does look like a villain, and seeing Bakugo kind of picking at that, I do appreciate that, because he really does look different. He is drawn very different from any other character so far in the story. But okay, you all came for me, thanks, but the 6th smoke screen. So he's trying to run. I'm assuming that's what's going on here. Don't let him get away. A smoke screen, that's the 6th power. Oh, the reason why they would know about it is because Bakugo... Oh, I didn't think about that. I forgot about that. Because Bakugo, since technically he was with the meetings with All Might and Izuku, he got to read the journals that had all the powers of the One-for-All users. So Bakugo is probably very well acquainted with each individual quirk. He knows potentially their limitations, so, Izuku might not have as much of an advantage as I thought he did, because Bakugo isn't dumb. That is something I've always wanted to talk about, is that Bakugo is incredibly intelligent. Like, you could easily mistake him as a very rash and just, like, energetic individual that just rushes on in like a fool, but he isn't a musclehead. He isn't a muscle brain. He literally... He really is an intelligent fighter. We've seen it demonstrated. So, I mean, it's possible. Now that I forgot about that, he knew all of Izuku's quirks. He might actually be able to do something because of that. But okay, anyways, landmine... What? Ooh, is that a new technique? Okay, I don't want to chat, huh? You're just going to sneak off then? So then, that you're one of the... Wait. So now that you're one of the all-powerful big shots, are we just a bunch of NPCs to... Whoa! Yo, that's what I've been talking about. Like, to give some clarification to that, basically him saying, oh, we're just a bunch of NPCs. It's like, Izuku's the main character. And typically in any type of story, we all know, like, when a character elevates to a certain level of power, the other characters are left behind. They're just shoved to the side because they no longer can really keep up. They can no longer be relevant. It's like a Dragon Ball situation with Goku and Vegeta. It's very similar to that circumstance. And just seeing him mention that, it's like, oh, because you're so strong now, because you're the one-for-all user, you have all these quirks, does that make us a bunch of NPCs and background characters and we're nothing to you now? I like that. Once again, another self-aware, like, I guess, nod that Horikoshi-sensei put in through Bakugo, letting us know that, yes, the characters, even though they're not on the same level as potentially Izuku, they are still going to be very relevant. That, I love this commentary that, you know, Horikoshi-sensei is doing just with Bakugo right now. That's great. That makes me very reassured. Oh, yeah. They said you they said you could come back to school. You heard that, Midori? Oh my goodness, this man is actually talking. For the first time. Wait, he summons birds? My man, you have the power to talk to animals, and you summon birds. I mean, I'm assuming you're summoning, like, is that pigeons or... Okay, it looks like a variety of birds. It looks like pigeons and ravens and all sorts of things. Like, okay, I know there's very smart birds, ravens, etc. They can be useful. But of all the things you could summon, like, the man could summon all variety of things. He could summon, potentially, creatures that could paralyze Izuku in some cases, or not be lethal, but paralyze him. He has the potential to call in things that are gigantic. I don't know, there has to be some form of zoo around or something. I don't know. What I'm trying to say is that just using oh man. The man, I try to like him, but he's literally always someone that just, like, he's wasted potential. He really is. Okay, anyways. The principal is ready to welcome me back. Got that, so stop running. Sorry. Wait, Izuku just said sorry? Okay. The black whip of yours is kind of freaky. No wonder people are scared. Oh, so are we getting all of Class A basically talking to Izuku about the connection? I like how... Huh, okay. So there you go. Think of it as part of your body stretching out. Wow, I can't really morph it. Sero. So, we're getting all the connections of the characters, and basically this connection we see with Sero right now is like how he helped Izuku with Black Whip, and he's like, you're able to use it too, just like how I'm able to use my tape and all that. He's like, that's kind of freaky. It's kind of interesting, because like many of the community talked about how Izuku kind of replaced him with Black Whip, because he's like a Spider-Man, and Sero was always someone that was like Spider-Man to begin with, so just seeing that, that's interesting. Heartbeat. Well, oh, Jiro, okay, she's going in. Hey, Midoriya, I don't know if it'll matter, but for what it's worth, remember when you helped me organize my notes and gave me tips for the school festival? You really helped me back then. I was so sure people would just call this a useless hobby, so it feels like I got something to prove. It might not seem like much, but I appreciate that so much. And see, that right there, what Jiro just said, I resonate with that. I agree so much with what Jiro said, because it's like that arc with Gentle Criminal, and just everything around that, surrounding that arc, with just everyone working together to be a part of the band and make a good show. It's such an important arc to build the characters to show teamwork. For instance, seeing them all work together right now that's going on in this chapter, I think it wouldn't be as possible if it wasn't for the fact of all of them working together in that band, building up unity. Like, Bakugo really developed a connection with them when that happened, and Jiro basically saying, thank you so much. You know, I was able to open up about my passion. I was able to open up about what I enjoy and love, thanks to all of you, and you guys encouraging me, and you know, these small little things of you helping me. I know it might not seem like anything crazy, but it really does help out. It's the little things, honestly. It's the little things in life, and Jiro really does represent that. Oh yeah, Tornado Tail Dance. Remember that stuff with Shinzo back at the sports festival? I'll never forget how mad you got. Oh wow, that was a long time ago on my behalf. So how can I sit back when you're the only one fighting and running yourself ragged out here? My presence is a danger to all of you. Okay, so Izuku's basically saying, look, if I'm around, you're gonna die. I can't let All for One take you all away from me. That's why I had to leave. Thrust, Dark Shadow. Oh, Tokoyami going out. Okay. He's gotten way too strong. Serious strength of will, too. Midoriya, open your ears. You might have some special power, but we understand how you feel. We all feel the same way. Plus, there's what Koda said about the school. You gotta hear us out. If not, I'm never lending you food dye for Aries candy apples ever again. They're really trying to talk no jutsu, this man. They really are seriously trying to talk no jutsu, then. Okay, that's just fine. Eri doesn't need me. It doesn't have to be me. Well, what is going on with Izuku? What is wrapping around him? You should know that we intend to join you in your efforts. We've been authorized to use our quirks to aid Endeavor and the other heroes for this mission to ensure your safety. A machine to put me to... Whoa, Momo's trying to put him to sleep. Whoa! Okay. Enough. Stop wasting effort on me. Just get away from me. Not a chance, pal. Oh, Kaminari going in. Okay. He's gonna just zap the crap out of Izuku. Midoriya, we get that one for all is really important, but you got something even more important in your life. Me and you. We ain't got a ton in common, but you're still a friend, even if we gotta force this friendship down here. You know, that's really nice. That's also a nice self-aware moment as well with the writing of the characters. Because Kaminari, even though he's in the same class as Izuku, he's had some moments with Izuku, but not a whole lot. Kaminari is more connected to Kirishima and Bakugo. So, seeing him basically straight up admit, like, look, Izuku, I know we haven't hanged out a lot. I know we're not, like, super buds, but at the same time, we have been together for a while in terms of friends in the same class for, like, a while now, a full school year. And so just seeing you act like this, it's not right. It's depressing. And he's like, I'm doing this not just for the class, but for myself as well. He's like, I want to be a better friend with you. That's nice commentary on the character, basically admitting that he hasn't been close, but he wants to be closer with Izuku. There's a lot of good moments going in this chapter. Really good moments. This is insulating tape. Momo made for my tentacles. A lineup like this might even give All Might a scare. That's what you said during the attack on our training camp. Whoa, Izuku did say that. Whoa, that's a long time ago. Dark Shadow, indulge in the darkness. Ragnarok. He's rapping Izuku. Oh, okay, Tokoyami. Repurposing Dark Shadow's offense in service of defense. Offense in service of defense. Was a concept birthed by you, Midoriya. Oh! I remember. Wow, that's so long ago. That's like in the first 20 to 30 chapters of My Hero. Yo, these callbacks are crazy. Do you see us as more victims who need protection and coddling? And don't you miss bathing? You need a bath. Whoa, wait a minute. What? Yo, Wait, what? And don't you miss bathing? You need a bath real bad. Yo, this man literally just said, bro, you stink. Like, bro, being right next to you is awful. You gotta get a bath. Like, yo, Kaminari has no freaking chill. He's like, bro, you gotta shower. You smell. Okay, I like that. That's great. Okay, just stop. Oh, the All Might statue. It's so symbolic that all of this is happening around the All Might statue, especially with everything that happened with All for One versus, One for All. Okay, he pried apart the bindings of Ragnarok. So Izuku is overpowering them like we expected. I get it. I know all you just worry about me. You're worried deep down in your hearts. I know that for a fact, because there's no real danger or malice here. Danger sense would have alerted me otherwise, but you guys aren't setting it off. So please get away from me. I'm begging you. I mean it. I'm fine. Dude, Izuku's face, though. Like, look how ragged he looks. Holy crap. Heaven pure. Oh, here's Todoroki. Okay, Shota Todoroki. What a look you have on your face. Is this responsibility so much for you that you can't even let yourself cry? Seems like a burden you should share with the rest of us. Whoa, yo. That's great. That's a powerful, a lot of powerful lines in this chapter. Like, but that line for Todoroki, I'll talk about that in a second, but that's a very powerful speech bubble right there that Todoroki just gave Izuku. Okay, I'm not so oh, here's Tsuyu. Okay, so Tsuyu gonna do something because, the color page. I'm not weeping and moping around anymore because you matter to me. You're my friend, and when we're scared, we tremble together. When times are tough, we cry together. So if you're dead set on being some comic book superhero, then Class A won't let you live that fantasy alone. Okay. And that's the end of the chapter. Okay, so first off, first impressions, amazing chapter. This is an excellent chapter. We didn't get a conclusion to the fight, because Izuku could still say, no, I'm not having none of this, and still run off. But regardless of what does happen, this is a good chapter to establish the connections with Izuku. How all these characters are connected to Izuku in some shape or form. And this Todoroki one, that I want to talk about that. I want to get right into that. So when he says, is this responsibility so much for you that you can't even let yourself cry? Seems like a burden you should share with the rest of us. That's powerful, because we know what Shoto Todoroki has been through, especially recently. The entire Todoroki family. We know what's been going on with, Toya. We know. And so when you see him say, seems like a burden you should share with the rest of us, he's basically saying, just like how I shared the burden with Toya, with you guys, I'll let you guys kind of know about it, but also I'm sharing it with my entire family. You should also share your burden of One for All with all of us. You shouldn't have to carry that burden on your back, because it's called One for All. We need to work together to achieve, what we need to do. And it's just, I love the message here. I love what Todoroki is representing. The growth of his character, basically saying, like, I've learned from what's happened in my life. Now it's time for me to help you. And this goes back to the whole Ida thing I said at the beginning of this chapter. Is like, Ida, he got saved thanks to, Izuku. And Todoroki is in a very similar situation. So obviously they want to repay the favor. And what's very interesting is Ida hasn't said anything. Like, I don't think he's actually said anything. Let me back up and look here. He only said something at the end of last chapter, basically saying it wouldn't be easy to start, but he didn't say anything in this chapter. That's interesting. I didn't realize that. Ida has not... Okay, I feel like that's going to be a big thing to play, because I feel like Ida is such a important character for this moment. I know people are instantly going to say, yes, Todoroki's important, and he definitely is. But there's a few characters that really need to be factored into this whole thing. You have Todoroki, obviously, Ida, Bakugo, and Ochiko. I feel like those characters in general are very important for what decision Izuku's gonna make. Because, like, we know Bakugo's relationship with Izuku. Kind of rivals, and they, Bakugo was a bully at the beginning, and, he's changed since then. And Izuku even saved him in the past. And it'd be fascinating to see Bakugo extend a hand. He's like, hey, you need saving, and save Izuku. We know Ochiko, she wants to save heroes. And we know she has a crush on Izuku, but I don't think now was the time for her to say, oh, I'm in love with you, Izuku. I don't think it's time for that. I think the best thing that Ochako could do for him is basically trying to say, like, I'm here to save heroes, because even heroes need to be saved. I think that's what Ochako, in some shape or form, kind of expressed to Izuku. And then, you know, Ida, he's the class rep. He's supposed to be, like, the main leader, technically, of the whole class. So I do think that his role in this is very important. He needs to really state what needs to be said. And since I really think, though, just thinking about this and the situation surrounding it, I feel like Stain is going to appear, too. I feel like Stain is potentially going to appear, and it's going to be, something's going to be said, a speech from him as well. But this is an excellent chapter of My Hero Academia. Horikoshi definitely went in. Like, he really did go in on this chapter, giving us a lot of details, a lot of funny moments, too, but a really good dialogue with the characters. Very impressed. Now, the question is what's going to happen next? Will Izuku, like, will he agree and be taught no jutsu, or will he just be like, I understand your feelings, but I still can't be near you, and pull an All Might and just run off? I wonder. I'm really curious on the direction. I mean, I understand why this would work, these little connections, because these little scenes that Horikoshi himself threw in with these flashbacks, they do resonate. They're definitely very powerful moments that are attached to Izuku, why he is bonded to them, why he wants to protect them. But I feel like there needs to be more. There needs to be a bigger push, because I feel like something else really has to be that final no. And I feel like Ito, like I said, is going to be the one to actually do it. But I guess I'm going to leave it at that. Like I said, good chapter. Cannot wait to see what chapter 321 has in store for us. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, how you felt about this chapter. How do you feel about the fourth wall break in Bakugo? That's crazy. Or the bath scene. Like, yo, my man Kaminari's like, hey, you need to shower. But okay, guys, be safe, stay healthy. Chibi out.